All right, welcome to the NFGM Live. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi. Have been looking forward to this time. How are you doing? The corona pandemic is this time. How are you faring? How are you keeping safe? You and your friends as well. Let me know on the chat boxes. Today we are in Tharaka Nithi with two amazing ladies with whom I'm going to go live with today. And we'll be talking about this FGM situation in their county. Lots of things are happening on the ground, and we just want to make sure that with this pandemic, our girls will be safe. So now on the screen, bringing to you is two ladies from Tharaka Nithi County. We have Kelly Karemi, karibu sana to this broadcast, as well as Olive, karibu sana. We do appreciate just a small and very brief introduction about yourselves, Kelly. I know that you've worked and run a CBO as well in that area. Let me know what you do.
Okay, my name is Kelly. Thank you so much for having me here. And I work for Enlightened Generation. I'm the founder of Enlightened Generation, an organization that is more on child protection from abuse of any kind, including FGM. And we are also anti-GBV activists, or if you like, the advocates, anti-GBV.
All right. Yeah. All right. Where are you based at?
We are based in Tharaka Nithi, specifically Chuka, but we work around the county.
All right, thank you very much. And to you, Olive, I know that you run an enterprise. Just a small brief about yourself. What do you do, and who do you represent?
Thank you. My name is Olive Daki, and I'm the founder of Galbanam Enterprise, a social enterprise that does entrepreneurship as well as empowering the girl child. And we empower the girl child through training them on ICT and mentoring them through primary and secondary school. And besides, I'm a girl advocate with Plan International and a community leader with Akili Dada, where basically my role is to ensure that the issues pertaining to girls are heard and listened to by the relevant stakeholders.
All right, thank you very much, Olive. Headed off to Tharaka Nithi. As recently as March, I have seen an article that a girl actually died from FGM. So we'll be talking about the complications that result from this unique practice in this community and why it's still persistent despite it being seen by both professionals as well as locals as a harmful practice. If people are losing life, then I'm assuming that people are able to see that it's actually a harmful practice. To those who are watching right now, just tweet and comment and leave your thoughts on our chat boxes on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Twitter, and we will be able to read them live on air. And let us know what your thoughts are in regards to what you'll be talking about today here on the NFGM Live show. Straight to what we are up to today. Tharaka Nithi, as you might know, was part of actually still predominantly the Meru community, and we still have lots of people practicing the practice of practicing FGM in secret. And some of the issues that have come up in the past is actually deaths and arrests have been made, and lots of cases have actually been forwarded, but we have lots of things to do or cases to attend to still, even at this time of COVID-19. So together with Ms. Karemi as well as Olive, we will be talking about the situation as it is right now in Tharaka Nithi County. And to you now, straight to you, Olive, you run an enterprise and you've been doing mentorship to these girls in Tharaka Nithi. Now they are at home. What are they going through, basically, now that they are not in school, not accessible in the vast county, basically?
Thank you for that concern. So as at now, as we talk, the girls, especially the girl child, is going through a lot. And as we were doing our own research with Galbanam, we realized that there is so much of teenage pregnancy as we talk.
Yeah.
This is because we do not have schools open right now. We do not have the churches open. So the girls are not, or rather the children are not as controlled as they were when they were in school. So the girls really are really going through a lot.
Right.
And they are having even issues of children running away from home. And rumors, it's early marriages, someone runs away with a girl and you can't say where they are.
All right.
What I can say is really the children are going a lot. But
right.
FGM, as we talk, is not as practiced because the parents are not sure when the schools are opening. So they are afraid some might undergo the card and then the schools are announced to open anytime soon, which might land them in trouble.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I look at it as a time where different communities are taking at it very different. Today we were talking about West Pokot as well, and we realized that actually the cases were going up. To you, Kelly, we have had cases where women are actually subjected to FGM forcefully once they have already been married off. And are being incorporated into new families. We've also seen cutters being arrested and jailed from up to 6 to 7 years in that county as well. Just let me know, what is the situation right now during COVID-19 with the curfews and all the other measures to curb COVID-19 in place?
Okay, thanks for that, Jeremiah. What's been happening right now is we're experiencing a lot of cross-border, like FGM. Yep. I stated the other day that the lower side of the Tharaka Nithi, we have two sides. There's the upper side, and now there's the lower side where FGM happens a lot, yeah. And mostly it's ceremonial. It's towards Christmas, the way it's a ceremony. It's a ceremony that happens once. Now that we're not in the season, definitely the cases are not as high, but that doesn't mean it's not happening, because there were rumors that there were some that were brought to the upper side and they are cut and they are hosted by the aunties. When they go back to their at home now, because there are so many activities and so many CBOs and NGOs fighting the act down there. The other thing is last year, our organization was able to rescue one lady who was married into a home that they actually cut their ladies. Everybody was in the family was cut, including the mother to the son. to the husband, the sisters, every woman around there. And when she went there, she didn't know that this thing happens until she was into it. And a kid later, like one child later, she's told, you can't actually keep staying in this home if you're not cut. And it was a ceremony that was already planned. She had already told the husband she was not okay with it. Yeah. But now it happens. And by the time she was getting to us that morning, I remember I was away when she called and I had to send people to go rescue her. That morning, guys comes and they are ready. And unfortunately, one of the person who was doing this was a medic, the one who was supposed to be cutting and everything, because you see, it happens in the family, and this medic also is part of the family. And so by the time we are getting it, they had already, the daughter managed to call us and we were able to send, she was not cut and she was taken away. So we are having a lot of that, yeah, whereby people go to families and now they are introduced while already in it. Some definitely because they want to safeguard their marriages will do it secretly, but the ones who know their rights and know they can speak up, are able to speak up, and we can be able to help them. They were arrested, including the husband and this medic and everybody. I am sure the case is still ongoing, but it's something that we've experienced here and it's ongoing for a very long time.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Ms. Karimi. I'm just going to go straight on with this conversation. And you know that the Mjuri Njeke had outlawed this practice in the 1950s and actually made another declaration later in the 2000s, but still the practice is going on. Today we want to delve into why is it so, and we'll be talking about the impact of culture in this as well. This is the End FGM Live Show, produced by Tony Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, with me, your host, Jeremiah Kipainoi. Today we are in Tharaka Nithi County with Kelly Karimi, as well as Olive Gaki. So stay tuned. We will be back in a few minutes, in a few seconds. But when we do, we will be talking about why are we practicing FGM still at this time in history.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
right, we are back. This is the End FGM Live. We are live in Tharaka Nithi County today, and we are very happy to have you on this show today. I'm just going to read comments as they come in. As we had promised earlier, we will be doing that as we go on. I see Aleph Links says, watching from Kilimani in Nairobi. Thank you very much for joining us. Kennedy Otina says, greetings from Nairobi and thanks for the good work. Regards to Mwebia. I hope that Tony has received that as well. Aleph Links says, this season is tough and doesn't seem to get easier. And he says, those in need of counseling can kindly email me, and he's shared his email on Facebook, so you can get it there. We can take a few pro bono clients. So there is an offer there, so please go for it if you are in need as well. Aleph Links is his name. All right, so we now go straight back to our guests who are joining us all the way from Tharaka Nithi County. We do appreciate having you in this show today. And to you now, Kelly, I know we have spoken a lot about what the situation is like normally in Tharaka Nithi County, but what we want to talk about today is how is it right now? We have a pandemic. People have been asked to stay back at home. So how are you faring? How are you coping? Any challenges that have come up as a result?
It's a time now that we're living that's a very, very difficult time for everybody. And that does not put the girls and women who are going through these kind of things in any better place, because now these are victims that are being locked in by abusers. As activists, as people, there are some places we can't access now because of obvious reasons, because of curfews, because of social distancing and all that. And I'm sure some people are taking advantage of it. As I said earlier, in the Tharaka Nithi, it is FGM is done culturally. It's a festive ceremony. It's a seasonal thing that is done towards Christmas, and the fact that we are not there during Christmas, well, we don't have a lot of cases because we just have rumors but not confirmed cases. And as my colleague Gaki said, the circumcisers are afraid because of the uncertainties of the times. We're not sure to be told, you know what, now you're being cut, then the girls are called back to school tomorrow. And again, it's an initiation to adulthood, meaning if it's not in class 8, then we are not going to Form 1 next year or something. It means it's not the right time. But also we can't ignore the fact that we really need to be on the lookout. We can't ignore the fact that the girls are very, very, they're living in fear because we can't say 100% it's not happening. But my biggest concern at this very point is the number of I told you I deal with children and teenagers and pre-teenagers, and I work with them a lot, especially on, like they are growing up and the sex, I mean, what are the effects and what to do in case of rape. And my number being out there, I have gotten so many. During the COVID season, I have gotten so many reports of defilement. Kids are calling me, this and this is happening, because they are also victims that are being locked in. So my biggest worry right now is the number of defilement that is going on, the number of pregnancies, teen pregnancies that we are receiving, and also the number of GBV cases have really, really gone up. Of course, because of the stress levels and whatever we are going through. So it is very, 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 very difficult. But as we said before, we are not going to lose hope. At least we are not as locked in. So we have to do whatever it takes in our own capacity to make sure that everybody knows there is always hope. Everything might be suspended, but the law is not suspended. The circumcisers need to get that. Their rights as the children and the women, their rights are not suspended. So there are still things that are working, and that is what we are trying to push. Personally, my organization is trying to push to them and tell them, you know what, you need to speak up. Still, there is hope.
All right. Thank you very much for that. To you, Olive, I know you work with Plan International as well, and we know that there are children units at some police stations. At least I've read about Marimati police stations, and I don't know if there are cases of FGM in those parts right now, cases that have been reported.
Thank you for that concern. The information that I have at hand as at now is that FGM cases are not being reported as at now. So we have a child protection unit here, but the only issue they are handling, or they can handle as at now, besides the challenge of COVID-19, is the GBV issue, the teenage pregnancy issue, and the children that are running away from home. As at now, there are no FGM cases reported.
Okay.
And basically, it's because one, it's not the period, because it's mostly carried out in December, because that's the peak period. And again, the schools we are not sure of when are we opening the school. So no cases reported as at now.
You run an enterprise that basically works with schools, and I know that you've been working with schools before this pandemic happened. I'm just looking at a human, or basically a young person's perspective whose business has been running. Let's just look at the economical part. How are you faring, and how has it affected basically how you run your work?
Wow. I would say it has really adversely affected how I run my work. Because after the COVID-19, I have activities that I run. Besides the entrepreneurial part, I give back to the society. That's through the mentorship. And my mentorships are based mostly in schools. And that we do hand in hand with Ban International, of which right now we are not allowed to do that because, again, the social distancing aspect. And the other activity I do is enrolling new mentees. I have mentors whom I run all the way to high school. And after high school, I take them through a free computer course, which I initiate them into the tertiary level of education. That also has a challenge because they are locked down in their home, so they cannot come to the station every other time to do the computer packages. And it has really affected us because at some point we didn't have clients, and we were like, so what are we doing as a social enterprise? But then we cannot close down just because of COVID-19, because in every danger there is an opportunity in it. So we are still pushing on.
Wow. Okay. I'll just go and still trying to connect here, but I'm just seeing more comments coming in. I see Aleph says, what would you say is the involvement of fathers in the FGM processes, from the action to procuring the people who do the actual cut or cutting? He's not finished that one, but basically, how are you involving men in the End FGM campaign in Tharaka Nithi? And this one goes to Kelly.
How we are involving men?
Yes.
Okay, men actually are on the forefront of fighting FGM. The last, I think it was in January, we had a group of men that we were working with, and what we were trying to push is, it was basically men trying to say, you know what, if you cut these girls, marriage is part of something that our culture takes very, very seriously here. Like a woman to get married after, she gets to this point of her life is something that the community takes very, very seriously. And we had to involve men and, come out straight and say, you know what, you keep cutting these girls, then it means that you're not also giving us wives, because you're not going to get married to girls who are cut. We're not going to get married to women who their sexual pleasure is so low because someone decided to just mess up with them. And so when we got that approach, they were able to listen and understand where are these people coming from. So in my point of view, men are the best people to involve when it comes to FGM. Also, they are the heads of the families. So if a dad says, my daughters are not going through FGM, whether the mom wants it or not, she will have to listen because this is the head of the family. If a son in a family says, you know what, my sisters are not going to go through the cut, everybody will want to listen and they will fight. They have the muscle to fight it.
Do you have any experiences?
Like, we are coming out selfish.
Sorry, do you have any experiences you've had while engaging men? Because I have had some where men really do not want to hear anything about women's bodies, especially their private bodies, basically.
Definitely, some will push you away, but there are those that are willing to work with you. There are those that are willing to say, but that makes sense. And you have to go to them with a lot of humility, and you have to go to them with a lot of trying to make them understand why we are actually trying to fight whatever we are fighting. Yes, we have those who pushes us away.
All right. Thank you very much. You do appreciate that. We lost Olive for a moment. Just a short break. We'll come back and we'll talk about a few issues now that we're talking about men, because in Tharaka Nithi we've had cases where new-wed women or girls, basically, it's women because they're married over 18, are forced into marriage. So we will get back into that. But first, a short break. Remember to comment, tweet, and we will have this conversation still on the End FGM Live. So tweet using the hashtag EndFGM Live. This is the End FGM Live.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, this is the End FGM Live show. We are back. This is Jeremiah Kipainoi speaking to you right now. We lost Olive for a moment, so we're still trying to connect to her. But this show basically talks about ending FGM in Tharaka Nithi, and actually we're now full house. So thank you very much for joining us again, Olive. So we'll just go straight to it, and I'll just bring our guests on board right now. We are talking about married women being forced to undergo the cut in this county. You had mentioned a few things in that regard, Kelly. But Olive, as you work with young people, now even talking about technology at this era, have you had experiences where you know girls that have been forced into FGM after getting married? All right, we are not able to connect to Olive very well, but that question to Kelly. All right, say that again. We lost you a little bit. Sorry. All right. To you, Kelly, as we also try to reconnect with Olive. To you now. Have you had the cases where there have been girls that have been cut in that regard after getting married?
Yes, there's one that we rescued last year. She was actually not a young girl. She was a woman that is 7 years old. And I have not come into contact with them, but I know that we've heard of like 5-6 cases of girls who get into marriages without being cut. Then when they get into it, they're introduced to the cut.
All right. And to you, Olive, now that you're here, have you had those cases as well?
Thank you.
Sorry for that. I think we will try again, once again, to connect to Olive, and once we are able to, we'll have this conversation better. Still, we have had alternative rites of passage, Kelly, and alternative rites of passage in Tharaka Nithi basically happened, and it seems like it's still going on. Last year, December, there was one that was actually attended by the county commissioner in that county. But still, we are talking about FGM continuing. It has happened. The Catholic Church, as well as the Methodist churches, have been running this alternative rites of passage since the early 2000s as well. What's happening? Are we having the good approaches, like working approaches? Kelly, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I actually attended the one that was done last year.
Yeah.
It was down here at Punyai, and yes, the commissioner was present, and it was organized by a CBO called Mwishoeri or something. And what they do mostly is during that season when they call the girls, they take in the girls to a safe home, where in that safe home they are able to treat the girls and talk to the girls and give them alternative ways of being a grown-up. Because here part of the culture for cutting girls is to make sure that now to tell them, now you're grown girls, you can go start up your families, you can now go get married and all those things. So what happened is they train the girls, they take in the girls like a month at the and the girls graduate and goes empowered girls. They know nobody should touch them, even members, where in case it happens they can call and they'll get their in that.
You're breaking a little bit.
There are also other organizations that are doing it, including the churches.
All right. All right. Kelly, you're breaking a lot. I'm sorry for that. Maybe if you would be able to say that in summary once again.
I'm saying yes, it's happening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Thanks. It's happening and the churches are doing it, and we still have a CBO that is doing where they train the girls during that December period, and they train the girls, they let the girls go home, empowered girls. And in case of something, the girls are able to raise it, and they're given toll-free numbers to call in case anybody is out here to come or anything. So yes, even the churches are doing it, at the mosque they were doing it, and some CBOs, including ours, are introducing the rite of passages, alternative rite of passages.
All right. All right, thank you for that. If you can hear us now, Olive, you can? Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. We can also hear you right now. We were talking about newly married women, and I'm asking you this question because I know that you've been working with young people in that regard. So I just wanted to know what the status is on your side, as well as with the organizations that you work with, in regards to cases where women are cut once they are in marriage.
Thank you. According to my organization, we've not had cases of young girls being forced into FGM after marriage.
Yeah.
But we're working with Plan International. We have had older women who are forced into marriage into FGM while they are married. In such cases, we rescue the women and we take the men, or rather the perpetrators of the same, because it's not necessarily it's the man. Sometimes those that are around the family, they are taken in and imprisoned. So we have cases of such, but for young girls, we do not have cases of young girls being forced into FGM after marriage.
All right, thank you very much for that. And a question that I had asked Kelly earlier, we have seen lots of alternative rites of passage, one that I had quoted earlier today, and it's been happening in Tharaka Nithi for quite some time right now. Is it working?
Yes, I would say it's working because we have been doing the alternative rites of passage, and this we do by taking girls during the holiday when it's the big period for the FGM, and we train them on matters being women, and we also in collaboration with the Antonia Mugambo, which is one of the organizations that does the alternatives rites of passage, where we train them, and then after that we give them have initiated a project where they are sponsoring the girls, and when the girls are graduating, they are attached to a mentor who is guide them through life, and in case of any challenges or any reported case, or a girl is had to have been forced or is being forced to get circumcised or to undergo the FGM, the mentor is supposed to report the case to the group, and the case reported to the relevant authorities. So the alternative rite of passage is really working.
All right, yeah, because I can assume still that we cannot have individual mentors reporting for all the girls in Tharaka Nithi County. Thank you very much, though, for taking that initiative. Just a small background for those who are joining in. Tharaka Nithi is actually found in the Meru region, if you're looking at it, and in the 1950s, together with the colonial government then, the Nchuru Ncheke, were able to ban FGM in that area. But still, it's been happened. There was actually a relapse where women said, or girls revolted and said they are going to cut themselves, and has been a problem over the years. There was another declaration once again in the 2000s, and now still we are talking about the same issues here on this show. What are we doing, and what are the effective strategies? We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will be almost wrapping up on where we are at and what are the interventions that we should actually take in that regard.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we are back. This is the End FGM live show, and we are in Tharaka Nithi County today. Two amazing ladies on the show, and we are talking about what works, what doesn't work, and where we are at in that regard. I'm just going to go straight to Kelly, and we are talking about 3 out of 10 women in Tharaka Nithi County undergoing the cut. What are we not doing? What are the interventions that you think would actually work if we step in and have them?
I'm a firm believer that a fish rots from the head. If very, very strict measures were put in place, like if, for example, the people we trust with those, like every village has a village elder, every village has a chief, but what do we find? Those chiefs work together with these perpetrators, and they're given something, and you know what? They give a leeway. Because there's no way you're telling me in your village, like 3-4 girls have been cut, and you have no idea about it. So there's this county commission, I think, of Nakuru, who was speaking at some Natukwendo or something. I don't remember his name very well. Mm-hmm. And he said very well, in case a girl is impregnated, in case a girl goes through FGM, just know at that point it is your responsibility as a chief. And that made to me a lot of sense, because why are you given that seat? The county commissioner may not be able to run everywhere looking. That's why you've been given a job to be able to tell what is happening. It's like a class prefect.
All right.
If your class is making noise, you are the person first to go through the entire whatever, if you can't handpick and say who was doing it. So for me, it's about the chiefs as much as it's culture. This culture was created by people, and the same people are the people to finish this culture. If it is a retrogressive culture, if it's something that we're saying, you know what, you keep doing this, you keep losing our girls. Why can't you take the seriousness of it? So my entire issues, as much as we fight, goes down to the chiefs. And in a part before the COVID happened, my organization had prepared a very, very nice manual so that we can go around training these chiefs and trying to give them, you know, like to tell them the impact of this. Probably they don't know.
Yeah.
Probably they just think it's another thing. And, you know, they see, even the boys get cut. Let them tell them the distinct difference between a girl and a boy so that they can be able to understand. If it happens then around their area, him and his juniors, the village elders and whoever, take responsibility. Because I believe those are the people that are failing us. As advocates, we are really working. We've done everything we can. We are always talking about FGM. Mm-hmm. The president came out right and spoke about it. If a president is speaking about it, then he knows how serious it is. Yeah. He knows this is a state matter. So you in the village representing the president, if you can't do what the president is doing, then it means you're not fit for the job. If a girl gets pregnant and you know about it and you don't talk about it, that county commissioner of Nakuru said it is your responsibility to take care of that girl. Until that girl gets a baby, then DNA will be done under you, so that you can also, you need to give them tougher measures.
All right.
Because me, those are my problems.
All right. Because you look at it, because
people that are failing.
we were having a conversation around the same, and we were talking about how much can a chief do if we are talking about changing community norms. The chief is at the ground or the microscopic level of all this. All these issues. We have government in place, we have organizations as well in place, we have communities who have who can read the constitution as well. So just looking at who is responsible, but I think your point has gone across, because the question was, what are the interventions that we should take? And to you, the chief, of course, the chief should take much more responsibility in this. And to you, Olive, what do you say? What needs to be done? What are the interventions that should work?
All right, thank you. According to me, I would say much has been done, and surely and truly we cannot say there is no improvement. So there is so much that has been done, and
right.
We've improved as a county in terms of FGM cases, but that is not yet over. And like my colleague has said, chiefs play a very critical role in the actions of FGM and other things that girls go through at the community level. So
right.
Chiefs should be more serious on what their role in this.
Yeah.
We've tried as an organization to talk to the chiefs, and surely we can say there are some serious chiefs who are doing their job, but there are other chiefs who are not doing the right thing. So I think the law should be taken, or rather the law should take its course on the chiefs that are not doing their job right.
Yeah.
And besides that, we need more activists. Like if, for example, men and FGM are in it. I don't know if you're in Tharaka Nithi County, but if you can come to Tharaka Nithi County and, raise more activists, work hand in hand with the advocates that are already there, because advocates are there, they are working day and night to see that FGM and other girl issues are ended. But then the activists should be mentored more, should be, taken through the laws to know what exactly are they supposed to do, what are they supposed to do when they realize a case of FGM at the community level. Because at times a young person is passionate about something, but then there are those, like we have the chiefs, we have the local administration. What can you do as a young person if you do not know your rights, if you do not know what is expected of you, and you have a tough chief somewhere who doesn't care about what the girls are going through? So I think we need to raise more activists, we need to raise more advocates, and in that, let's come up with the young people that are passionate, come up with organizations, come up with CBOs, and get supported. And I think we will get to the end of this story. We have really improved, and I believe we are almost there.
Wow, that's a very important point, and we are actually having a conversation around that recently, talking about speaking out to people, yet you do not know how to speak for yourself, or how you're trying to defend people while you do not know how to defend yourself. So I think capacity building for activists is absolutely crucial. Most of the activists just are passionate but do not have the tools and are not able actually to address the issues as they are. So mostly you'd find people either run to go to the streets and make demands, but there are we also have multi-sectoral approaches to this. So that's a very important aspect as well. Finally, as we bring this to a close, let's talk about reformed cutters, because we've also had this conversation where some communities say that working with reformed cutters work, while others say it doesn't. To you, Ms. Kamiri, what do you think about that?
Sorry, I didn't get the question very clearly. Oh, sorry.
About,
okay. Go on, Daki. Sorry.
All right, let's just have Olive answer that one.
All right, I would say working with reform cutters works, because while working with Plan International before I came up with my own initiative, I've seen it work. Because when, let's say, for example, a reformed cutter has cut like 10 women in a village, and then she comes saying, this that I did to you is not right. And then they are trained on the negative effects of the cut.
Yeah.
When they talk about it, people will take it more serious because these are the perpetrators at the society level. But when someone who has not gone through it, or rather has not done the act, talks about it, people tend not to believe what they are being told. But when it's someone that has done it, I mean, I have gone through something, and I'm telling you this out of experience. I believe that works a lot at the society level.
All right. Ms. Karimi, does it work? Engaging reformed cutters?
Yes. I mean, that is just like everybody will believe somebody who's gone through something to speak about the dangers or bad things about it.
Right.
When they come out and say what they did was wrong and they're sorry, and they give out the repercussions, other people will try to see from a horse's mouth, this is what has been going on. And it will be very, very, very important to engage them. Let them be on the forefront. Let them put them on the front line to fight this thing. Because they can also be able to communicate with other cutters.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, they are on the same level.
Yeah.
So they will be able to understand their language. They will be able to understand what they do. Let's empower them to come out. And when they come out, let's also not start, the no harm policy.
Yeah.
Let's not start going to them, oh, what were you thinking when you're doing this? They will shy away and go back. Let's encourage them to come out and speak and be able to help others, and also be able to help the girls. The same with victims who have already gone through FGM. If we could talk, they could talk. I mean, us who have not gone through it, when we tell people who have not, they will be thinking, I mean, we are not on the same level. But if I was cut and I was speaking to girls who are almost being cut and tell them, these are the dangers I went through, I could not stop bleeding for this and this amount of time. I had a friend who went through the same thing and died. Right now I'm married, but I can't enjoy my marriage because I can't have sexual pleasure. That way, those girls will sit back and but now, as we are not cut, they will be looking at us as, you guys just talk and go. We'll still have to do it. So I believe they are very, very, very important to work with.
Very important to work with. All right. Short break. We'll come back and bring this to a conclusion. But remember, today we are at the Tharaka Nithi County, and we do appreciate having you here today with Ms. Karimi as well as Olive, all from Tharaka Nithi.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we're back. This is NFGM Live. Today we are in Tharaka Nithi County, bringing this to a close. But before we do, we shall be bringing our guests back. But before then, Walter Monde said it's great learning different dynamics of FGM from different counties. So thank you very much for that, Walter. Just headed to our guests as we bring this to a close. One thing that I would say, if you had all the resources and all interventions as well being put in place, what is that one thing that you would do to end FGM in Tharaka Nithi? And on that, we start with Olive.
Thank you. On this, I usually say if I had superpower, I would ensure that every girl achieves, or rather gets to their fullest potential as responsible citizens of this world. Because when a girl is fully exploiting their potential, they know what is right for them, and FGM will not come across their life.
All right, thank you. Kelly, to you, what would you do?
I would make sure that every person in authority understands the importance of safeguarding a child. and understands why it is very, very, very important for that little girl not to go through whatever and know the repercussions of it. I'll also be on the forefront to make sure I have mentors everywhere and people I can attach to these girls so that I make sure, of course I can't be omnipresent, but make sure in every hotspot I'll have at least 2-3 committed people who are working to make sure, working in hand with authority to make sure that all girls are protected. I'll also just be there for them and listen and be able to enlighten them.
Wow, thank you. Parting shot. We know that different people usually watch the show, and some actually want to reach out and understand what the dynamics are and how they could support you. How would they do that? You just spoke. Ms. Karemi?
They would get me. We have a page on Facebook that is Enlightened Generation International. Enlightened Generation International.
All right. On
Twitter, we can follow us on C Enlightened, SI Enlightened,
right.
And we have an office number which is 0725 009 216. On those ones, you can get on me like anytime.
All right. Thank you very much. To you, Olive, how do people reach out to you?
All right, thank you. And to those that would love to reach out to me, yes, I am a young advocate, and I'm still rebranding my initiative, but you can reach me on kaki.olive on Facebook and Olive #Mudhengi at Olive #Mudhengi on Twitter, and also you can reach me at 0718 457 896. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We would really want to say thank you very much for joining us today. It's really an honor having you all the way from Tharaka Nithi County. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and together with Tony Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, we bring you these live broadcasts from Monday to Friday. We talk about FGM in the 22 hotspot counties in this country. All right, till next Monday, we really look forward to having you still in our subsequent broadcasts. Please be sure to tune in, and while you comment, leave your comments with the hashtag #EndFGM Live. Thank you very much. Let's make an impact. Let's make this difference, and I'm very sure that the world will be better from the little things that we do from wherever we are. Goodbye, till Monday. Take care.